What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday late show, 5:30 p.m. in New York, 2:30 p.m. in LA. We got the show, the day off, to a nice start. Parlay Poppy joined us on the early show. He's drinking his Coors Light. He's in the chat ready to go. And we had Drew Martin joining us. Drew Martin coming off a 2-0 day yesterday. Today we have Big Boss. We got DJ Big Boss joining us in about 32 minutes. Then we have Ski Prophet, the NBA whisperer, the quiet assassin, joining us. So we have a lot of work to do here because we've got to be prepared for them. So we're going to skip over the Bucks, Raptors, and I still have not made a bet on that game, and I will be making it shortly. We're going to briefly touch on Sharks, Blues, and then we got to start rolling through these baseball games, so we don't have a lot of time. Let's get to work. Shout out to Demetrius Miller. This guy, the hustle of Demetrius Miller, blown away. This guy wants it, Rafa. Demetrius Miller wants it. Hustle. JD in the house says, Willie versus Nats. Nats feast on them. Let's cash on this again. Only 3.5. It's a funny game, and we'll talk about it quickly. There's Parlay Poppy. There's Joe and Nisi. Pierre Suertas in the house. We got big guy Bubba. Sorry about the time. For some reason, it said that the show is starting at 6, but you know how we do here. So thank you for being in the chat, ready to go. Flick my Big Brandon Lugo, Grim Reaper, Vinny Cornell, Trenton Claxton. We haven't seen enough Trenton Claxton. Oh, shit. Sorry, it went a little fast there. Mr. Fatfish, sorry, being a little caught up today, but we will connect. Rod Zawacki in the house. Trenton Claxton on Atlanta moneyline, Boston moneyline, Arizona moneyline, NHL St. Louis moneyline. That's his parlay. Oh, God, I just don't want the Blues to win. I just don't want them to win. Moses in the house. We got Ricardo Gutierrez. We got Tease, Nutflush Allen. Nutflush Allen, very interested to hear what you have to say about the San Francisco game. Sean Anderson, your top pitching prospect, has a start under his belt. And he's going up against a very dangerous Braves team, a possibly tired, very dangerous Braves team. I am Axman says, looking at tomorrow's games, Brewers, Reds, Davies, Castillo, total at 8.5. Wow, we'll take a look at what the weather's like for tomorrow. But yeah, that's what Jim Rummy is trying to teach us to do. And I find it very difficult because I have to break down all these games for us to get ahead of it. But that's what Jim Rummy is trying to get us to do. So beautiful, beautiful work. T says, good afternoon, Jimmy. Your mom is sending your stepdad's robe to you. In the meantime, borrow Freddy's. Okay. All right. Sacktown King. Yes, Tease, the taint play of the day is postponed. And he has not gotten back to me about an extra one, so we will see. We're sitting at 31, 10-1. Unbelievable. The taint play of the day just continues to roll. Rod Zawacki, Ron Lofton, Andre, Eric in the house. Mr. Fatfist E. Fresh. Michael Irvalina, Christopher Hogan, Joe Rich Ramirez, man with a plan. Brian Cox said, told y'all A's was a lick. Great play, Brian Cox. Big plus line. I've not had enough of those this year. Kingu about business. And as we got Deer, Slayer, Ski, OG Wham, Chart Wham. Got Melee Payless Way, man. We missed them. So great to have them back. Okay, great group. Angel Romero gives out, what was that, a plus 3. What was the Romanian? How big of a dog was that Romanian soccer player? Of course, the catch. Didn't just catch by a goal, catch by 2 goals. Andrew Romero coming in here, giving us gifts. Giving us, just putting money in our pocket is Angel Romero. Much love. Yanks guy, 30, good. Like to have him in the chat. Great capper. All right, David Hutton, ready to go. Jeremy Miller, Jive Man, Les Bruins, or Les Bruns, or, Les Bruins. Les Bruns, probably. Says, Grim Reaper always make the pick after the game. Joey Yvang, Chris Martinez. Okay. Rizzle, Jardo Hernandez, Robert Johnson, Greatest Ever, Ron Crawford. What a great group. Big Boss, there he is. Marshall Hoffman. Peter Jennings says, give us the damn picks. Hey, calm the down. All right, let's get to work. First off, we're going to touch on this NHL game. Listen, the Sharks are in disarray. It's good that Carlson's not there. No hurdle, that hurts a great deal. Pavelski must be hurting as a game-time decision. If you don't have Hurdle and Pavelski there, you're in big trouble. Now, we've seen teams come together in situations like this often. And they're going to have to play guys like Couture, Joe Thornton, with the lack of center depth now without Hurdle and possibly Pavelski or a hurting Pavelski, Thornton's going to have to play huge tonight. I questioned him, and he stepped up in a big way. So no Hurdle, no Pavelski possibly. That's the second-line centerman and the second-line right winger. So you have Couture and Thornton down the middle. Who else do you have? Barclay Goodrow? I mean, it's... Logan Couture is going to have to play 30 minutes. He's going to have to play the best game of his career. I think that you probably want to keep Thornton, LeBanc, and Sorensen together. Kane hasn't scored any points. Things are a mess. There's no way around it. Things are an absolute mess. And the Blues have every reason to be this big of a favorite. Mr. Fatfish says, Blues defense just too damn good. They can't penetrate. It's not that. I don't even think they're that. They're big. They're kind of slow. But they've bottled everything up, and they're playing good. Tata Booker, Campsite Killer, Base Kniff in the house. So, listen, I've hedged. I've hedged a little. I got the Blues at plus 200, put $200 on that. Shout out to Kobe James. We've seen teams deal with these kind of injuries before and step up. Whether or not the Sharks are able to do that, we'll have to see. And I could understand why everybody's on the Blues. If you were on the Blues, I wouldn't take them on the money line. I would take them on either the -1 or the regulation. I'm going to be cheering hard for the Sharks. And that's about how I'm handling the game. Ricardo Gutierrez on the under. I don't like taking unders in these elimination games, so I'm just going to hold off on it. March Hoffman says, I want Sharks bad, but got to go St. Louis. Andre Ayers says, going back to the Bobby Orr era, going back to 1970. Wow, very tough. Let's see what Nutflush Allen has to say about his Giants. And I'm going to copy and paste it. Since wind blowing 18 miles per hour out in Giants game. Adding Braves pitchers, Julio will put runners on. And this will be a much different lineup than Anderson faces from the Jays lineup. I took over 8. Yeah, even with the tired Braves team, that makes sense. So I'm going to copy and paste that. So, look, you guys know I've needed the Sharks to come through. And I didn't hedge Game 5, which obviously turns out to be a mistake. M. Holland says Bruins going to win the Cup. All Boston teams except NBA winning championships. Polly Papa says Blues struggle at home still. 4-5 in the playoffs at home, but Sharks 3-5 away from home during the playoffs. It's a very, very difficult situation. Shout out to Stat Guap. We got Steve Priest. Says shout out to Eddie Euler for his leans yesterday. Helped my bankroll. Yes, Eddie Euler is a big, big deal. A big help to us. So all that said and done, there's not much I can say here. I'll be cheering for the Sharks. I fear the worst. All I can hope is the Sharks can get an early goal and go into a defensive shell and play a kind of a trap type hockey and just hope to take advantage of power plays. And Brent Burns has got to step up. Where has Brent Burns been offensively? He's throwing his body around, but where has he been offensively? The Sharks need him tonight. No Carlson, fine. Vlasic has to be huge. Burns and Vlasic have to play 30 minutes of this game. We shall see. And speaking of hockey, we cashed on Russia to win the group. Group B, we cashed. Now we have a free roll on Russia towards the championship at plus 240. That was just, now, I know they play America in the quarterfinals, and USA is capable of an upset, but just the monsters on Team Russia were in good shape. Good shape. Okay, let's keep rolling. Nutflush Allen says, Caden is flying a Sharks flag for you. Thank you, Caden. Put all the positive energy towards those Sharks. We've seen teams do this before. And if Pavelski's not even 85%, we don't want him out there. We just need guys who are close enough to 100%. So, all right. And T says the taint needs a good washing every now and then to avoid the stink. And he's right. He's right. Okay. And Tata Book says, Jimmy, this is lefty. Need 3 best plays today. Well, let's get to work. Let's get to work on this baseball card. And we got to keep a brisk pace. First off, we have A's Indians going off in what? 29 minutes. 29 minutes for A's Indians. Bowers looked terrible at home. This guy was looking like he was going to be a Cy Young candidate. Maybe he does turn it around. And there's been a huge market move towards the Oakland A's here. Bassett. Do we trust Bassett? That's a difficult trust. Let's see what we're getting right now with this Oakland A's Indian spot. Opens at minus 151. It's now minus 125 at BetOnline. Bowers looked terrible at home. At this point Mr. Fatfist says Russia can beat USA for sure. It might. Oh, definitely. Oh, Russia's going to be huge favorites. But America's a dangerous quarterfinal match. It's just not a gift, is what I mean. Okay, Hobart Herber says, can someone explain why the Cubs total has gone to 7 when the wind is blowing out at 17 miles per hour? The wind is blowing in at 17 and in at 18 miles per hour. Let me check a second site to see if that is the case. But I have the wind blowing in. And let's see what they have here at this site with the Cubbies game. No, this one says right to left. Interesting. I have in. I've had in all day. Lamont Williams says, what's your NHL play today? No NHL play. I've already hedged. I'm not going to hedge on a minus 160. I'm not going to hedge even on the -1 line, but maybe that'd be the play. But no, I'm just going to pray that the Sharks dig deep. Okay, let's keep rolling. So I think that the Indians have value here. I do. I think this 25 or 30 cent move towards the A's is people questioning Bauer pitching a home. Am I crazy to think that at -125 Bauer's allowed 7 runs in each of his last 2 home starts. He's looked terrible. The A's have won 4 straight. Bassett coming off a great start. I just feel like this is the spot now where you're getting Bauer, who at one point we thought was a Cy Young winner. For the A's, you got Simeon, Chapman, Olsen, Davis, Piscotty, Profar, Grossman, Laureano, Fegley. For the Indians, Lindor, Kipnis, Santana, Gonzalez, Ramirez, Bowers, Perez, Martin, and Mercado. I just feel like the Cleveland Indians have value now. Rashad Sutton says, like the Indians today also. Topset says, I like Bauer to turn it around here. The price is nice. I'm on the Indians full game. Isaac Higgins said, whoever called that Russia pick earlier, hats off to them. Yes, Russia is putting money in our pockets. Base Kniff says, Bauer bounces back. No way. No A's win 2 in a row on the road. Not applicable says, bet the hot team. Angel Romero on A's first 5. Poker Addicted says, Bauer has serious walk problems. Andre Eric says, more value on other games. Parlay Poppy says, Bauer, most analytical pitcher ever seen in interviews. No, Bauer is a drone pilot. He's not that smart. Let's not get carried away with him. Not that drone pilots are dumb, but I do not believe that Bauer is this analytic pitching genius that some people are making him out to be. Flick My Big says, give me the Indians. Look, we're starting to get a ton of value on the Indians. And I've been afraid to go against market moves. What's that done for me this year? Nothing. I just think there's value here. I'm going to back the Indians. I'm going to back Bauer to step back up. Brandon Lewis says Bauer is fake smart. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna back the Indians here. And I'm going to have to get this bet in at some point. That's a problem. Well, what is it? That's almost making me not want to bet it, which is not what I should do. I just talked myself into it. Money line for the Cleveland Indians. I'm getting a -124 at 5 dimes. I'm going to take the Indians on the -1 line. I'm going to take them money line -124. And I'm just going to hope that all these people betting on the A's are dealing with the recency bias. Melee Pettis White said Cleveland 10-3 on Tuesday. All right. We'll see if this is a stupid move or not. The Yanks guy says Bauer had a great start against Indians. Oakland 7 innings pitched 2 hits. I'm conflicted as well. He did. And he's got great numbers. Well, not great. 3.38 ERA in the 7 career starts against Oakland. I'm gonna take it. Sorry, Jamal Stone says the show's moving like molasses. It's my fault. I'm stuck on a game here, and I apologize. Point spreads. But thank you for Jamal for speeding me up here. A's on the point spread. -1.5 at +155. -1.5 at +160 at Heritage. All right, there we go. Book it. -1.5 at +160. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to have to make that bet. I'm going to need, Rafa, I'm going to need you to remind me. As soon as we get Big Boss on, I've got to make this bet. And I can't do it now because I got to move forward. So if you could remind me, because every time I say that, I always forget. Thank you, Rafa. Okay, let's keep rolling. Phillies, Cubs. Let's just blow through this. I'm on the Cubs -1. I got a money line at -133, a run line at -1.5 at +165. The run line right now for the Cubs is at +177 at Heritage. Oh, money coming in against this play. Money coming in on Eflin and the Phillies. If I wanted the line right now, I'm getting -129 money line. Wow, okay. Slight move towards all this. Yellow Jesus, hey Jim, we should have AL cappers and NL cappers. Get certain cappers focused on 2 different divisions. I agree with that. Adam Lastman says, hey, all Sharks win the next 2. Please. Please, I hope that happens. Shout out to Robert Cherry in the house. Okay, let's keep rolling. Non-applicable says Cubs take it. There's been a market move towards the Phillies. I'm backing Quintana. Phillies are batting .251, .751 OPS, first lefties. Let's see who they brought in the lineup for this game. Phillies have McCutchen, Segura, Harper, Hoskins, Real Muto, Hernandez. God, that's a dangerous little group there. Real Muto starting to hit. Hernandez 8 for his last 16. Then Kingery in center field. Franco and Eflin. For the Cubbies, Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo, Contreras, Hayward, Almara Jr., Descalso, Russell. So I guess some people thought Baez might be back in the lineup. They saw that Baez wasn't in the lineup, and they went against it. Shout out to Fashaw, 94. Joe Vyson says, Cubs back goes to sleep on cold weather at Wrigley. It's very cold, and the wind's coming in. But, Top Set said Cubs money line is better. Yeah, but I'm already on the -1. Let's keep rolling. Rockies, I'm backing Herman Marquez. I'm fading Archer. Obviously, the market here thinks that Archer is capable of a good start. That's why the total is lower than we thought it would be. It opened at 7.5. Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry. God, Bet365's the market lines are all fucked up here at SBR odds. But it's at 7.5. Pitt opened up as a favorite at -112. It is now the Rockies at -118. I jumped on the Rockies. Eyes of God in the house. Love seeing that. Love seeing that. Let's do chaos here too. Leaning over in Philly, Chicago. Triple K Marine says Yankees by 2 at +750. Yankees by 3 at +800. And wow, I like that. Yellow Jesus liking Rockies first 5. Robert Cherry liking Rockies. I am on the Rockies first 5 -0.5. I got that +105. And I'm on the -1 line again. I got -116 on the money line, +150 on the run line. Let's keep rolling because we have a lot of things to get through. Yankees, Orioles. I decided to take team totals with this Yankees team. Let's see if I beat a line move quickly. I got 2.5, and it was heavily juiced. And guys are talking about Pete in the chat. Pistol Pete, Loshak, the legend Loshak. He was just not afraid of taking these first half team totals that were juiced. He was just not afraid of it, and I'm not going to be afraid of it. Let's see if what was going on with the Yankees right now. Yeah, they've already moved to 3.5 for the first 5, so I'm not paying that much to get a 2.5. And then for full game, Yankees over 5.5, so at -133. I got -127. So slightly beat a line move, slightly beat it. Top Set says Colorado is my best play. Eyes of God liking the over in that game. I am going to... Oh, Steve Priest says Indian Cowboy picked Phillies Cubs under. Interesting. Yellow Jesus says pull the trigger, Jim. I have Yankees first 5 team total over. I can't bet that with my book, but I made it a play here. I am on the full game. Team total over 5.5. Ron Crawford letting us know that Yelich is out. That's not good. Red Sox, Jays. We didn't talk a lot about this or even at all about this on the early show. Stroman having a good season. Emotional guy, and it's going to be empty at the Rogers Center with the Raptors playing next door. Yellow Jesus giving us a final score of 8-3 Yankees. Fashaw says, how about the D-backs? Good play. I've come close to taking them a couple times today, and I haven't made the move yet. Let's just keep rolling, though. Red Sox, Jays. Red Sox hitting 262, 779 OPS versus righties. Jays just hitting 229, 618 OPS. Eduardo Rodriguez starting to play. Well, first off, the Red Sox are rolling right now. They're not on a 19-9 run. They have a +74 run differential after having a -42 run differential at one point. The Blue Jays are 5-13 in May after going 14-15 in March, April. Vladdy was given the day off yesterday. He's rolling. Red Sox have their own kid in Chavez that's rolling. Not quite Vladdy-like. 4 starts against Toronto last season. Rodriguez was great. 2-0, 2.19 ERA. Mr. Fatfix says Red Sox seem like to play. Parlay Poppy on the Red Sox team total over. Lamont Williams says Toronto Blue Jays money. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff here. Let's see what's happened with the market move here in this Red Sox game. We'll take a quick look at lineups. The Red Sox opened up at minus 135, being a 4-cent move towards them. Very small. The total opened up at 9 and is down to 8.5. And look at this. Pinnacle holding an 8 right now. An 8. So it'd be a patent. I'll just talk about Loshak. Probably a patented Red Sox second half pick by Pete. For the Red Sox, we have Benintendi, Betts, Moreland, Bogarts, Devers, Chavez, Vasquez, Bradley Jr., and Pierce. Another game with no J.D. Martinez. For the Jays, Davis, Guerrero, Smoke, Tellez, Greichuk, Galvis, McKinney, Jansen, Drury. I mean, the Red Sox are just a much, much better team here. A much, much better team. Let's look at one more spot here with the Red Sox. God, you just think you should just back them unconditionally right now. Mele Pellisway saying Boston, 13-3, last 16 on the road. Brandon Lugo says Eduardo Rodriguez throwing over 100 pitches 3 straight. He burns himself out at times. I like the dog in the over here. Yeah, I'm going to stay off Stroman here, but God. All right. Andre Eric says Red Sox should be minus 200. I agree. Top said liking the over. It's just too big of a market move. And when Pinnacle's leading the way towards the under, that does scare me. All right, I'm not making a move here on the Red Sox game. Let's keep rolling. Dodgers, Rays, Kershaw, Hunter, Wood. I can understand people taking both sides, and that makes me extremely uncomfortable. Parlay Poppy saying J.D. Martinez batting .250 with 1 RBI. Not a huge loss. How Stroman gets smashed by the remaining big bats. Flick My Big says he'll catch me back in the Sox in the near future, but never with Rodriguez on the bump. Von Burgess saying the Red Sox bats are too hot. Jason Stasher said Jays will win. Boston has had some trouble games. Interesting. Andre Eric talking about Kershaw's last 3 starts. They've been bad. But the Rays don't hit lefties. They're going on a bullpen day, and their bullpen has not been as good. Let's look at what's happened with this movement here with the Dodgers. Here we go. Move towards the Rays. Dodgers opened up at minus 145. They're now minus 138. The total stuck at 8. The Dodgers have won 14 straight starts with Kershaw on the mound. I'm off of this game. Let's talk Marlins, Tigers. A lot of people liking the under on the early show. There's Noli Knows in the house. Love to hear what unders Noli Knows is on. A lot of people talking about liking the under in this Marlins-Tigers game. And that makes a lot of sense. Open at 8. It's now at 7.5. Jim Rummy would be disappointed if I took it at 7.5. It opened up as a pick'em. And now there's been a slight move to the Marlins. Big Guy Bubba says, on Dodgers' first 5 run line, Kershaw steps up tonight. Joe Rich Mears on Atlanta, first 5 under. Von Bridges on the under. Robert Cherry on the Detroit under 7.5. I could understand the under in this spot, but I guess we're expecting Spencer Turnbull to bounce back. Let's just take a quick look at the lineups. Let's touch on the Dodgers-Rays lineup. We didn't do that. For the Rays, and Jalen Beeks is going to be getting a lot. Primary pitcher. For the Rays, we have Meadows, Pham, Choi, Garcia, Darno, Lau, Robertson, Heredia, Adames. And for the Dodgers, Beatty, Muncy, Turner, Bellinger, Hernandez, Seager, Taylor, Vertigo, Barnes. It's not a strong Dodgers lineup. All right, I'm not making a move on that. So let's talk about Marlins, Tigers. For the Marlins, Granderson, Cooper, Anderson, Walker, Castro, Alfaro, Ramirez, Rojas, Wallach. For the Tigers, Goodrum, Lugo, Castellanos, Cabrera, Rodriguez, Stewart, Harrison, Griner, Jacoby Jones. That under seems to make sense. Steve Priest also on the under. That under makes sense on Marlins, Tigers, the more I sit with it. And I'm going to take it with you guys. Under 7. See what that first half under is. Could they be hanging a 4? I doubt it. We checked this already, didn't we, on the 3.5. We checked that on the morning show. And full game. I think that Spencer can. Oh, and there's Noli Knows. He's on LA, Tampa Bay, first 5 under, and Miami, Detroit, under 7.5. All right, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll with that Detroit, Miami under. What's the weather like? Let's just take one last look. 60, it's cold, 8 miles per hour sideways. All right, let's book it. Under 7.5 at minus 115. That's available at Heritage and 5 Dimes. Under 7.5, minus 115. Okay, let's keep rolling. We don't have a lot of time. Nationals, Mets. Wheeler just gets touched by this Nats squad. I don't trust either of these guys. We know that the wind is coming in strong. And our man Joe saying no Yelich for the Brewers. Not good for those of us that are on the Brewers. Nationals, Mets, I can understand. I can completely understand people liking the over here, but neither team hits righties hard. The Mets are just doing nothing with their bats. This total has gone from 8.5 down to 7.5. I can't do it. I also can't back the Nats just because they hit Wheeler. See what the money line is. Mets open up at minus 145. They're down to a minus 137, an 8-cent move towards Washington. The way the Nats get to Wheeler, I'm just going to stay off it. Not applicable as the plumber's butt crack bet of the day. Take the Blues. Don't like seeing that. So I'm off Nationals, Mets. Brewers, I'm on the minus 1 line, and that is not going to look good with no Yelich. For the I have Yelich in the confirmed lineup. Did Yelich just get announced out? I have Yelich in the confirmed lineup. Let's see. See if that's the case. I have Yelich in the lineup. Does everybody have Yelich being out? Yelich not in lineup. No, I have Yelich in the lineup. So, I have Yelich in the lineup. Can we get some people double checking that? Oh, it's just announced back spasms. Base Kniff says Yelich is in. Disregard the Brewers Twitter got him out. Okay. All right, that's not good. So there must be a move towards the Reds. That is not good. The Brew Crew opened up at minus 140. They're now at minus 129. So yeah, there's been a move towards the Reds. But Moses saying Yelich plays, but Brewers Twitter. Okay, we trust Brewers Twitter. JD say Yelich is out. That's bad. That is bad for me. Okay, I'm on the Brewers on the minus 1 line. Sonny Grays look good. I need Yelich in the lineup. I don't have him. I'm not going to make a move. I'm not going to hedge here. I'm going to hope Gio has a nice start. I'm going to hope the Brew Crew can get to Sonny Gray. We'll see what happens. Mariners, Rangers. I want to make a move on the Rangers. God, that bullpen just broke my heart. You guys know that I'm a believer in Lance Lynn. And now we have Tommy Malone starting. He actually looked okay in Tacoma. 4-2, 3.83 ERA, 1.24 whip. These crafty lefties can come in and pitch okay, especially against a Rangers team that doesn't hit lefties hard. All that said, I'm going to back the Rangers here. I do not trust this Mariners team at all. They just put Healy as well on the IL and Gordon. This is the Mariners lineup. Haniger, Santana, Vogelbach, Encarnacion, Narvaez, Bruce, Beckham, Crawford, and Shed Long in second base. For the Rangers, Forsythe, Calhoun, Pence, Mazzara, Gallo, Cabrera, Odor, Guzman, Mathis. Joe Anisi saying Tommy Malone's booty hairs. Joe Anisi's on Texas. Isaac God says Texas over. Steve Priest on Texas and the over. These bullpens have been trash. Very windy. I'm just going to back the Rangers, I think. Let's take a quick look at what the market's done here with Texas. Lynn. Wow, a huge move towards the the Mariners. Excuse me. A huge move towards the Mariners. Do I still back it is the question. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and hear what other guys have to say about that. But I still think the Rangers... Grim Reaper says he's got a lefty right there for you. I'm fine. And Charles Barkley says, you mean you're the only believer in Lance Lynn? Listen, I am. I am a believer in Lance Lynn. Parlay Poppy says he's 2-0 with a 7.27 ERA and 3 starts at home. And Tommy Malone's crafty, and these Rangers just don't hit lefties. I mean, the Mariners hit righties so much harder than the Rangers hit lefties. And he's being touched at home. All right, I'm going to stay off of it. I don't want to go against that market move. I'm already doing the Indians, that big market move. But JC Alvarez says Rangers is the side. Maybe I'll just keep thinking on it. Mariners are 5-15 since April. They're 5-16 now for sure. Okay, I'm going to keep thinking about it. White Sox, Astros, Verlander, Covey. What do you have to take Verlander at -2.5? Probably Poppy says Milone, though. Come on. Steven Esposito liking the Twins D-backs parlay. Listen, we're getting Big Boss here in a few minutes. So let's just go very quickly through these last few games. White Sox, Astros. I'm not going to... I mean, Verlander obviously is pitching spectacularly well. One run. He's allowed more than one run once over his past 7 starts. I'm not going to make... And over 11.5 is Ron Lofton in that Rangers game. I'm not making a move on this huge favorite. Maybe I've been making mistakes, not backing the Astros in some of these situations, but I'm not doing it here. Then we have the Royals-Cardinals game postponed. Braves-Giants. We just had our guy Nutflush Allen liking the over here in this game with the wind blowing hard out to center. Let's see what that total is in the San Francisco Giants game. Here we go. Totals. Giants. I know we have a tired Braves lineup, and it's at 8. It's been sitting here at 8. Pinnacle moving the juice towards the under. But if our guy, Nutflush Allen, likes the over, I say we back it. Let's take a look at what the lineups are in that game. Do we have those up yet? We don't yet. And we know that generally Big Boss will talk about the California teams. Moses says Braves money line. Braves are 11-6 when the line is set between -132, -102, 6-1 as a road fave. Giants are 5-11 as a home dog. I'm going to back the over here. Parlay Poppy passing on the Braves game. I'm going to back Nutflush. He knows these teams so well. And he's saying over. I'm going to go with it. Over 8. Over 8. And the best line I'm getting is... Oh, sorry. That's the wrong thing here. Okay, we got to go quick. We have a minute here before we're joined by Big Boss. Over 8. Where is it? San Francisco. Here we go. San Francisco, Atlanta. Over 8 at +103 at Pinnacle. Over 8. There's JP in the house. Over 8 at +103. There we go. Book it. Esposito on the Braves as well. Okay, then we have Twins, Angels, and Diamondbacks, Padres. I've been staring at the Diamondbacks, Padres game all day long, trying to get myself to take Greinke, but he had some sort of abdominal issue in the last game. He says he's good to go. Strom is pitching very well. The Diamondbacks get the lefties. Steve Priest liking the under. I believe it moved up for what? From 6.5 to 7? It opened at 6.5. It's now at 7. Joe and Easy says excited for DJ Big Boss. And Yanks guy reminded me about the Indians play. I'm going to back Dave LA's call on the over here in the Angels game. No Ohtani and no Andrelton Simmons both got hurt in that low-scoring game yesterday. The total's gone from 9.5 to 9, and that's just because of the missing players. I think that Pineda and Cahill both have looked touchable, and if Dave LA is going to tell us to hammer this over, I'm going to do it. Over 9 at -115, that's available at 3 different books. Over 9 at -115. All right, I got to make my Indians bet now. So let's bring in our guy representing Long Beach in the house. Welcome to the show, DJ Big Boss. How you doing on this Tuesday afternoon, my guy?
¿Qué pasado? What's up, compa Jimmy?
Not too much, man. Not too much. Big Boss, I need you to take control for a couple minutes. I got to get this bet in. Do you mind? First off, what game interests you the most here on today's card?
I like all of the games, Jimmy. It's Torta Tuesday. I got plenty of plays for everybody, Jimmy. I'm giving it up for all my Latinos around the world. Torta Tuesday. We laying the picks out here, Jimmy. Check it out. I'm going to just jump right in it. Do what you got to do, my friend. Do what you got to do. I'm going to go. I'll take over right here. Okay. Check it out. Dodgers. Tampa Bay. You got Kershaw on the mound. 3-0 versus an opener would. I look at it like this, Jimmy. Kershaw, he's due to get he's due to have a loss soon. So if you wanna fake Kershaw, it's okay with me. I don't care because Kershaw he gives up a lot of hits each game, just a little while before he gets touched up real good. But let's go into deeper detail on this one. I like the under because the under is 6-2-1 in the Dodgers last 9. The under is 7-3-1 in the last 11 interleague games for Tampa Bay. Now, the Dodgers are 2-4 to the under in the last 6. Tampa Bay is 3-4 to the under in the last 7. Now, Tampa Bay is 3-7 to the under in the interleague. Me gusta torta play of the day on this one. I like the under 8 in the Dodgers game, and that is at Bovada. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, the next one that I like right here. This one is my go get the cuete play of the day. Check it out. Okay, this is ATL versus the San Francisco Giants. This is game 2 of a 4-gamer. Okay, Atlanta, 1-1, 4-1. No big deal. Okay, the public and the sharps are all over this matchup, and they really like Atlanta and stuff. But I don't really care about that. So this matchup has went under in the last 5, and this is fresh meat on the mound right here with Sean Anderson on the mound today. His last out, he did pretty good. 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, and still held the OBP of .238. Now, Terran was great last time out too. He was going against St. Louis Cardinals. He goes 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs. I smell it under in this one. So, okay, go get that cuete on this one. I'm going to add a little extra just to tie it in. And this is the greatest play for my day. Umpire Lance Barrett is 3-5 to the under in this one. My go get that cuete play of the day. The under in the Giants game, under 8, -115. Jamie, you back yet?
I am back, yeah. I am back. And I'm a little uncomfortable. I don't like going heads up against you. I don't like seeing you and Nut Flush on other sides of the Giants-Braves game. And had I known that this was one of your plays of the day, I would have stayed off, but I'm already in. I'm in too deep, big boss. I'm in too deep. Now you're liking the under in the Dodgers game. And looking at these lineups, I think that makes sense. I really think that under makes a ton of sense in the Dodgers game. Why you prefer the full game over the first 5? Why is that?
I would go first 5 and full game, but I've been just sitting back and letting the whole game ride out. It's too unpredictable in the first 5. Some of these guys like Kershaw, who pitches well, they may come out, get touched for a couple runs, and then they may lock down later. All type of different shenanigans in the first game right now. For me, my preference. So I'm just looking at the long haul. It's a clear view, looking at the long vision of it, and just go ahead and taking the under 8.
Yeah, I think that's a good look. This Rays bullpen has not looked quite as strong of late. I believe we went over the bullpen numbers in the morning show. Let's take another look at Tampa's bullpen. They've been great this year, holding opponents to a 2.28 batting average, 3.44 ERA, and it's a bullpen day starting out with Hunter Wood. And then we looked at this lineup already, and it just feels weak. It just feels like a weak lineup. Jalen Beeks is strong. We know the Dodgers have difficulties with lefties. And we know that the Rays have, you know what? I'm in. Count me in. I'm going to jump on the under with you. Let's see what I'm getting right now. I'm in. I'm sold. I am sold on the under with the Dodgers, Rays, under 8 at plus 100 at Pinnacle. Under 8 at plus 100 at Pinnacle. Under 8 plus 100. Book it. Now, our guy Noli knows is only on the first 5 under, I believe. But I'm going to stick with the under 8 plus 100. Big Boss, love what you're doing today. What are you looking at anything else on this card?
Yes, Jimmy, I got more for you. And don't forget, that was mi gusta torta play of the day. I don't know if you ever had a torta, but it's like a sandwich with beans and meat. It's very, 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 very good. But I'm going to jump over real quick to the Twins and the Angels game right here. Okay, this is my Ruka play of the day. The public and the sharps all over the Twins in this one. And guess what? I'm on the Twins too. Minnesota is 7-1 in the last 8 on the road. The Angels might be running from the broom in this one. I think the Twins got their number. And I'm very, very down on Cahill. The one time when I was on Cahill, he cashed for me. After that, he's been nothing but bad news. The last out, he gave up 6 hits, 6 runs in 4 innings. I think he might be back on smack, Jimmy. I don't know. But this one here is me, Ruka, play of the day. We can get the Twins full game at an easy minus 108 at Bovada.
Yeah, I can totally understand backing the Twins. I ended up jumping on the over. I think I get it. No Shohei Ohtani, no Andrelton Simmons. Twins have won 6 of 7. Twins smash righties, Angels smash righties. 65 Fahrenheit clear, 12 miles per hour out to right center. I think Dave LA's on a good look here with the over. Isaac God says, Jimmy, take Twins half over. I'm just going to stick on the full game over. I think it's a good look. I think that you're getting that half-run discount because there's no Ohtani and there's no Andrelton Simmons. But if you look at the expected lineup for the Angels, it's not that bad. I know it's worse than it would be, but you got La Stella, Trout, Pujols, Goodwin, Lucroy, Calhoun, Fletcher, Walsh, and Cozart. You know, I'll take it. But I could definitely understand why you're on the Twins. I'm going to leave it with just the over. Raven in the Desert taking Angels and the over. Al Duque, though, on Twins and the under. OG Wham says Cahill is the lowest ranked pitcher daily fantasy-wise. Vaughn Burgess also on the over. Base Kniff said, I'd love to back the Twins, but Pineda is trash. And Parlay Poppy says, Cahill can't believe what I'm seeing. And we have a team total over 4.5 from Parlay Poppy. Trap Mix Tapes Review says Ohtani's listed, Jimmy. Wow, I'd be shocked. But I guess they're more worried with Simmons than they are with Ohtani. And Ohtani is playing. Okay, well, that's spectacular news. I'm on the over 9. I like it. I like your play on the Twins. It makes a ton of sense. Is there any other game you're looking at on this card, Big Boss?
I got the Especial Ramados play of the day right here. This is an easy one. Arizona versus San Diego. Greinke versus Strahan. I'm backing Greinke, no doubt. This is a situational play right here. I'm taking Arizona on the money line minus 112 at Bovada today, and if it don't win, I'm right back on Arizona tomorrow plus 130. So ain't no way the Padres gonna sweep nobody right now with the way they're playing up and down, up and down. They just barely broke a losing streak. No way right here that they sweep Arizona. They won the first game in here. We got them squeezed in for good money. We can get minus 112 today, which is not bad. And if we lose, we come back stronger tomorrow and we get plus 130. And I got a special little filling pick that I had on that one right there. This one is just something that I kind of looked at. I looked at both the pitcher situation and each one of them. They could be touched early, but I just got a funny feeling right here that first 5 tie is wide open right here at plus 375. I'm dropping a quarter unit on the first 5 tie in this one, Jimmy.
Wow. Interesting looks. I've been staring at the Diamondbacks all day long, and I just the whatever happened to Greinke in the last game, he says it's not going to affect him. But my great fear is I bet on these Diamondbacks and Greinke leaves early. I know the Diamondbacks have been smashing lefties, but Strom looked great in his last start against these Padres. He looked bad in his first start. This play makes a ton of sense to me. But I'm going to stay off of this whole game. Diamondbacks, Padres. Third time they've seen the pitchers. Buck Nasty says that's right, boss. But I'm going to stay off of this game. That's spectacular work. Big boss. Can you tell us more about your contest that's going on right now and where we can find you on Twitter?
Oh man, you can find me on Twitter at DJ Big Boss, 2 G's, 2 S's. And shout out to a low bagger, Q Peso, and he won this week. And don't let me forget to shout out Joe Antique, another low bagger I forgot last week, but he won last week. But Q Peso won this week. He did an excellent job, man. Wham was in the #1 spot all the way up to last night. Q Peso threw in a ton of bets, man, and came out like over 10 points to win the contest for the week, man. It was exciting. I'd like to thank all of my low baggers and people that are joining in one by one. We're here for the whole season, though. No big deal. I know people got things to do, but when you get a chance, try it out one week, have some fun, man. I welcome everybody over to the Who Bangin' Sports Talk weekly contest for the MLB. We'll be going strong probably till football season come because my mind will be in other places. But for right now, we're rolling every week. The trophies is rolling out. We're sending them out in the mail. I'm pretty sure everybody got their trophy. You can check out Flipper's trophy on his page. He got it up. But that's about it, Jimmy. I don't want to hold your time. I know you got a busy show. You got to keep it going. Shout out to all my low baggers who came out to the event, all my low baggers in the chat. One love, DJ Buck and Big Torta Tuesday.
Big Torta Tuesday. One more thing, though. Yellow Jesus says, how can I sign up? Can you just walk us through how to sign up for the contest?
Okay, if you go to the link that I have on my Twitter or on the Who Bangin' Sports Talk YouTube, you click on the link. It'll take you over to where you can download the Onside Sports app. Some people then can go directly into it. Some people have a little difficulty right there. But what you can do is go back to the link, push the #2 option saying that you're already signed up, and it should take you right there. If not, just hit me in the comments. I'll go on the app, take out your username, send you a direct invite, and you'll be in there. You can join as late as like Friday. The way the thing goes, you not starting on time could be helpful for some people, but it's all good. It's all love. It's all for my low baggers and everybody to join in and have fun.
My guy, DJ Big Boss, I'm going to join the competition this week. I will do it tonight. I'm in. Shout out to our guy, DJ Big Boss. Now let's welcome in Ski Prophet, the NBA assassin, in the house right now, joining us straight out of Los Angeles, California on this Tuesday afternoon. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing well, Jimmy. It's great to be back here with you. And I'll be joining that contest with Big Boss and everybody today, too. I know I told him a couple of weeks ago that I would join. I just was a little busy with all the games, all the basketball games, and trying to cap every day and work. So I'm ready to go now. I'm easing my way back into baseball. So I'm ready to get going with you guys, and I'm ready to get some winners today. So let's do it, Jimmy.
I love it. Good looking Ski Life shirt you're wearing, too. Respect to the Ski Life shirt. I love mine. Let's get to work right now. Here we go. Looking at market moves. Money actually is not so bad. It's not so bad. I thought more money would be coming in on the Bucks. Let's use Pinnacle as an example to see what's going on. So since the last 10 minutes, there's been a 7-cent move towards the Raptors at Pinnacle. The Bucks got up to a high of minus 157 at Pinnacle. A high of minus 157. And that was when? The high of minus 157 was at 11 a.m. And then now they're at minus 142. So in those 6 hours, a 15-cent move towards the Raptors. This total has stuck around 217.5 since the morning. It was actually at 217 in the morning, so it's come up a half point. Whoa, sorry, I didn't realize that. I don't know if you knew this, but it was down to 216 at Pinnacle at 6 a.m. Actually, I take that back, from 9:30 last night until 8 a.m. this morning, it was at 216. So it's actually gone up at Pinnacle. There's Unbelievable in the house. Love seeing that. J. Des Trey says, Raps play high school ball. It was enough to get us 1 win, Ski. Could it be enough to get us 2?
We shall see. And real quick, I just want to preference it by saying I'm watching these line moves. And as you were talking, Jimmy, I just saw Pinnacle and Bookmaker. And now everybody, other books are following. It's down to 2.5 from 3. And I also see Pinnacle maybe leaning more towards the under. So now, I guess, like you said, we're getting that Toronto money in. Quick, how I think about this game before I go into the stats. Toronto, I mean, they gave it all they can get. They're not playing a lot of guys in their rotation. Bucks are playing about like 10 guys. Kawhi, he's been laboring. He's been playing a lot of minutes all playoffs. He played, 52 minutes the last game? He's out there limping and hurting. I'm not sure how much longer they can sustain this, Jimmy. The way I'm looking at this game, I think if you like Toronto, you would have to like them more so early. You would expect for them to have some kind of tired legs after a double overtime game with the short rotation. And the Bucks, they've been a fade on the first quarter majority of the playoffs. They're 1-7-1 last 9 first quarters against the spread, and Raptors are 3-1 last 4 first quarters against the spread. But another thing I'm looking at, I think you would go first quarter instead of the first half. When I look at the first half, the Bucks are averaging 55.3 last 3 first halves, and Raptors are averaging 52. So somehow Raptors are winning that first quarter and falling off after that. So I would look for the Raptors early on the first quarter if you like them. Maybe more so towards the Bucks more as the game goes on, and I would definitely look towards the Bucks on a full game spread. The Bucks are 22-1 straight up, 19-4 against the spread after a loss. They're 10-1 straight up and against the spread after on the road after a loss, and they're 20-6, 76.9% against the spread after allowing 115 or more. I know it took double overtime to get there, but I mean those are some stats. Any thoughts on those quick stats, Jimmy?
Clearly, the Bucks have been spectacular all year long and incredible after a loss. Let me ask you this. Have you seen any other team in the NBA defend Antetokounmpo as well as the Raptors have?
No. Minus the first game against the Celtics. The Celtics did a great job in that game, but the Raptors have better personnel to be able to do it. So no, I have not.
We have Kawhi, and then what Norm Powell did on Antetokounmpo, I couldn't believe my eyes. Norm Powell played so well in Game 3, and he can play that well again in Game 4. We're talking a kid who played all 4 years in college. He's ready for this type of opportunity. And then we have Siakam going right at Antetokounmpo when Siakam has the ball, forcing Antetokounmpo to play defense. I just feel like we have the type of team to hold home court. I'm not saying that we are going to win the series, although I hope so. But I just feel like we have the type of team to hold home court and force the Bucks to do the same. Now, obviously, my heart's in the way, and I have this great, enormous fear that Kawhi logging 50, we're asking too much of Kawhi and Kawhi's body. But I'm going back to the well on the Raptors money line, and it's just something I have to do, and it's $150. I mean, it's not a huge sum of cash, but I have to go back to them. I think that we are defending Antetokounmpo by committee. I think Bledsoe does not look very good out there. I think that George Hill does look very good out there. I expect to see more of George Hill and less of Bledsoe. And Middleton, 3 for 16 shooting. Is he going to be able to turn it around? Possibly. That place is going to be electric tonight, and I think it can push the Raptors to glory. And so I'm going to take the Raptors money line, and I can't back it with the stats, because if you're backing the stats and you're backing the trends, then you'd be on the Bucks tonight. And I understand why almost everybody I see is on the Bucks tonight, and I won't be one of them. Don Corleone saying Jimmy, Bucks win tonight. Dom the Don says, I like it, Jim. I'm on as well. And Kawhi, we trust. Look, I lost on the Blazers money line last night, and maybe I lose on the Raptors money line here, but I'm going to go out with the boys. And if they lose this game, I don't need to take them in Game 5 in Milwaukee. But I do think, Ski, what do you think about this? I do think that if you were going to back Milwaukee, why would you take them in this game and not take them to win the series in 5 games? Let's just quickly look at what Milwaukee is to win the series in 5 games. Series correct score. Bucks to win 4-1 is plus 125. Maybe that's not good enough for the Bucks backers, but you're getting an extra 65 cents on the bet. What do you think for the Bucks backers to take Bucks to win the series 4-1? And what do you think about my Raptors money line bet?
I kind of would just shy away from the 4-1 bet, but you made a lot of great points for Toronto. I mean, even without the stats, Toronto, I mean, this is their first game being a home dog. So they're great at home. It's the type of team that can hold the home court. And the Raptors, the one question I have here, Raptors they've been held to 37%, 42%, 39%. Is that going to change, or is that what we're going to see in the series? I mean, it's been poor shooting from 3. The Bucks, they had the worst game they can possibly have the last game. And the Raptors, it took them double overtime to win. Bucks, they went 14 for 44 from 3. They shot 67% free throws. They had 20 turnovers. The starting 5 was 19 for 69. I mean, you can't play much worse than that. And the Raptors barely squeaked past. So I kind of go back and forth. I understand Toronto is not going to have a lack of effort here, and they should get a boost from the home crowd. At the same time, I understand that they're tired. I understand that, or in my opinion, I think they're outmatched. And for that reason, I have to stay away from the spread, and I'm going to look more towards the total. And I have a question for you, Jimmy. Coming off that double overtime game, do you think we see less defense? Do you think the offense suffers? How do you think that affects the game today?
I think that the numbers that we saw offensively, minus the free throw line, the Bucks have to be better there. But the shooting numbers are just full of the way the game was played and the way it's going to be played again tonight. I would take the under in a heartbeat. I think this is going to be a 80s style playoff game. I think there's going to be hard fouls. I think there's going to be a ton of fouls. Now, the more fouling probably moves towards the over. But I think this is going to be a take 24 seconds, passing the ball around, setting up a shot, force Antetokounmpo to move as quickly as possible and run as much as possible and keep going at him. I understand this total move to the under enormously, and I want to take the under. I don't want to convolute how I'm going to bet this game, and I'm betting it simply on the Raptors money line and a plus line, and I don't put myself, like when I watched the last couple games, like the guys who lost on the Bucks Raptors under last game because it went to overtime, it hurt me. And I didn't even know at the time who was on the under, but they were so right in this game. This is another game that could go to overtime. I just don't want to mess up the angle I have. But yes, I think it's going to be a punch him in the face, elbows to the face, hard fouls, hard defense, use all the 24 seconds on the shot clock, at least for us, for the Raptors. So I think the under's in play for sure.
And on the full game, I may actually tend to agree, but I think the first half, we're going to see points. We're going to see points in that first half, and the game's going to slow down in the second half. I mean, we've seen that a couple of times already. And the Bucks, they average the last 3 games, they averaged 55.3 points per game. First half, Toronto averages 52. That's 107. That's about what we have for the first half total here. We've seen a first half with 109. We've seen a first half with 110, and we've seen it kind of be lower scoring after that. So I think I like the first half over. I think there's going to be points. I think tired legs means less defense. Maybe they come out in the second half and it's a little more intense. But I think the Bucks are going to push. I don't think the Bucks are going to shoot that bad again. 14 for 44 from three, 19 for 69 from the starting five, 67% free throws. I don't think we see that bad of a performance again. I do think, I mean, it's two really great defensive teams here, first and fourth defensive efficiency on the season. Raptors they haven't been shooting well in any of these series. So I can't really say that I expect them to do too much shooting better, but I definitely expect the Bucks to score more. And with me kind of on the fence as far as I never really like to back the teams that everybody's on, and everybody's on the Bucks. I mean, some of my stats point towards Bucks full game. The other ones point towards Raptors first quarter. When I'm in the middle, I'm going to go to the total, and I like that first half over.
I mean, I get the ideas behind the bet. I think both teams shoot under 40% again because of the defense. I think that the tired legs will show more from perimeter shooting than they will defensively. I think defensively, both coaches are going to force the issue, and the Raptors are going to defend like maniacs. Are they going to be able to get the kind of height they need on their jump shots to shoot like that? I think the tired legs is going to affect more offensively than defensively. And I would have said the opposite in the regular season. But in the playoffs, the defensive intensity is going to be there. This is not a 3-0 series against the Warriors where, oh shit, we've got nothing to lose. Let's just, this is a 2-1 series in Toronto where if we lose this game, we don't come back. So I think defensive intensity is going to be there. I think both teams shoot under 40%. I just think this is
the thing is, Jimmy.
Yeah.
The thing is, I see tired legs from Toronto. I don't really see much tired legs from Milwaukee. Toronto is not playing that many guys in their rotation. Milwaukee's playing 10. And Giannis, I mean, he fouled out. He didn't play at the end. Kyle Lowry fouled out. A couple. I mean, I see more tired legs on the Raptors side than the Bucks side for sure. So I'm expecting the Bucks, for the most part, to come out and be putting up majority of these points. You don't really see teams that shoot great, shoot poorly, back to back. And this stat right here, after a loss, Bucks 22-1 straight up and 19-4 against the spread, 10-1 straight up, and against the spread on the road after a loss. That tells you that after the Bucks have a bad game, the Bucks show up the next game, and I think that means points.
Yeah, I hear it. Dave Wolf saying it's a lot easier to compensate tired legs on defense because of defensive help. What do you think about this? Maybe Ragu. Now, say what you want about his third bet, and I like it. Say what you want about it. But Big Ragu is on Raptors first quarter, Bucks third quarter. And if you've been following trends, that makes a ton of sense. He's on Raps first quarter, Bucks third quarter, Raps money line. What do you think of our man Big Ragu's action?
I love it. I said if I'm backing the Raptors, it has to be first quarter. And Milwaukee's been fade first quarter. They've been so-so first half. And then they pick it up. And they turn it on to end the game. So I don't have the third quarter stats in front of me, but I know they've been doing well in that. I can already think about the game one, was it? Where they came back and killed them after that. So I like that play. Raptors, if you like them here, it would have to be first quarter for me. The reason I wouldn't be first half is just Milwaukee picks it up as the game goes on, and I feel like Raptors get the tired legs that I think from that side shows more as the game goes on. So I agree with Big Ragu on that play. I like it.
Yeah, if I was in a better situation financially, this month has been bad for me, I would double up. I would take Raps first quarter and then Raps money line full game. I'm not able to put. I don't want to put 2 units on it or $300, which is what, like a unit and a half for me. I'm simply going to put money on the Raptors money line, and I'm going to go down with my team. I'm going to go down with my team, and I'm getting plus 135 at Bovada. Interestingly enough, 5 dimes just went from 135 to 130. We've got to move on. We've got to shut this show down, and you've been so spectacular. We love having you out so much on our show. Corey Lewis, shout out. Thank you for watching the show. Adis251 says, Jimmy, please ask him about Lowry points and assists over 20.5. What do you think?
Points and assists over 20.5. I would just have a slight lean to yes, because I think him being flat out, he'll want to come out and redeem himself, just have a great game. And we've seen him had a game in his life. Maybe we have another one here. I would expect it more so at home than away. I know the last one I think was away, but Raptors in general shoot better at home than away. And I could see it going over. It's not one of my favorites, but I could definitely understand it.
Yeah, I can understand it too. A lot of people want to fade Kyle Lowry, but I feel like he's kind of locked in right now. And I have more confidence in him now than I did 2 weeks ago. I guess that's easy to say. Ski, what a treat it is to roll with you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. We love having you on the show. You're such fire in the NBA. Where can we find you on Twitter? What else are you up to?
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter at Ski Profit. I'll be back with you, Jimmy, on Thursday, and then I'll be with Drew Martin and Ian on the Closing Line show Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm also gonna still consider this Raptors first quarter, Jimmy. So I may add that one with my first half over on Twitter. So check my Twitter maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I'll have my plays there. Nice rocking with you, Jimmy. Good luck, everybody.
What a guy. And I hope you do jump on that. I don't want to push you, actually, to push you in any plays. So just do it if you'd like. But, God, I'll be cheering for the Raptors first quarter and every quarter. God, I'm so excited about this basketball game tonight. We need to shut this bad boy down, but we can't do that until we bring out a play of the future. And we have none other than the star of the Rogue trilogy, Lucrative Larry, here for the play of tomorrow. Please welcome to the show, Lucrative Larry.
It's always the same thing. And I've been telling you for the past, 2 weeks. Guys are done with this shit. No, you can't just tell me that to use some spray shit. No, that's not what they wanted. Hey man, how's it going?
What's up? Who are you talking to, man?
Oh, my agent. It's crazy. It's been crazy, man. I'm gonna talk to you in 2 minutes. I'm gonna call you again in 2 minutes because I'm busy. I will be busy.
Yeah,
so take care.
You're on live. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. I put the phone down. Is it talking about?
Oh, I got a haircut.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Isn't that gonna disrupt the continuity in the film?
Oh, I say what's the continuity in the film.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, okay. See you, Ramon. Take care.
Ramon. Your agent's name Ramon. Okay. All right.
Do you want to play or
Yes.
what's up?
Yes, I want to play. I know you're a very busy man these days. You're a very busy man now that you're the star of the trilogy.
I feel like I have 20 sweaters on top of me, and they're heavy sweaters on top of me, and it's just crazy. Why? Why do I have to deal with this shit?
What's going on?
Amateurs all along, every day. Why do I have to deal with this
Do you
shit?
think maybe it's just an STD from the fuck shots?
Do you think it's just an STD from the fuck shots?
I do. Not applicable says Larry needs to work that gut off. Maybe you're not fucking hard enough.
I will work when I want to work.
when you want to
When
work.
I have. That's what I say. This guy gets me.
Okay.
This guy gets me, and
right.
I'm gonna take the sweaters. You just took one sweater off.
Okay.
The sweaters represent my problems, the problems that I've been having in this film. That's why I said the sweaters. I'm like, it's like a metaphor.
Yeah. No, I get it. Signing autographs all day.
Oh,
okay.
Oh my God!
No, I get it.
I'll give you the play and I'll leave. Okay, is that okay? Because
That's
I have
great.
to call
Let's hear the play.
Ramon.
Let's hear the play.
Okay, Dinamo Zagreb over HNK Rijeka. Those names are just fucking weird. I don't get them, but I just cap.
Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
it.
Plus at minus 150, Croatia Cup.
The Croatia Cup. Can you give us the
Yeah.
team names again?
Dinamo Zagreb at HNK Rijeka.
And what's the bet?
It's Dynamo Zagreb to win. Yeah, I forgot.
Dynamo.
You see, man?
That's pronounced Dynamo.
18 sweaters.
Okay, so he's on
18 sweaters.
Dynamo Zagreb. Thank you so much for joining us, Lucrative Larry. We need your record up, though. We're going to have that done by the end of the week. Get your records up.
Let's work on that.
Okay, I know you're
Let's
busy,
work
man.
on
I know
that.
you're busy, man. There he is, Lucrative Larry, star of the Rogue trilogy. Can we pop up the Rogue films, Freddie? Do we have that available? Can you pop up the Rogue trilogy quickly? We're going to pop that up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I just added the Raptors plus 135. There's one. There's Gentle Rogue. Oh, there. And there's Highland Rogue. And there's just Rogue. There it is. There's the trilogy. Thank you guys so much. Let's have a big profitable day. Leche, Los Bookmakers!